Hello friends, welcome to Chanakya Academy online tutorials. Myself Kailash Velegave. In the earlier lectures, we have seen about the different parts, introductory part of cell. In this video, we are going to start each and every cell organelle. Like as we know, there are four main cell organelles are there or cell parts are there. That is first one, that is plasma membrane. Second, that is cytoplasm. Third, nucleus, and fourth one, vacuoles. As we know, vacuoles in plant cell, that is 80 to 85% space is occupied by these vacuoles. So we will start with this first, plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is also known as, there are different names in different books, that is biomembrane. It is also called as biomembrane, also known as unit membrane, also known as cell membrane. Okay, plasma membrane is known as biomembrane as well as unit membrane as well as cell membrane. And to know the structure of this plasma membrane shows some properties. Likewise, this properties of plasma membrane. Okay, we will just write like this, properties of plasma membrane. First property, these plasma membranes are made up of proteins and lipids, or it is also known as they are lipoproteinous in nature. Means they are made up of lipids as well as proteins. Here lipids are phospholipids. Phospholipid part is there of that lipids, and they embedded into the proteins, and proteins and lipids makes this plasma membrane. Second, this is first property. Second property, they are selectively permeable. Selectively permeable, as we know, semi permeable nature, but the word here is a different one as that of semi permeable. Here the word is selectively permeable. Just we will look what is semi permeable. Semi permeable, then this is the nature by which a membrane which is porous one or semi permeable to the material, this membrane allows the material which are exactly similar or less than that of aperture size. Means this, suppose this is the semi permeable membrane or a membrane by which a material or substance, this is inside the cell and this is outside, means material is transferred from outside to inside through a membrane is only possible when this material is having the aperture size or size which is less or exactly similar, so it can pass or it can penetrate through this aperture and comes inside. But here in semi permeable nature, what happens, if this material is desirable or required, that also comes if they are having the size less than this aperture size. Means desirable or required particles may come inside. Also the particles which don't want to cell, that is a particle which is not required to cell, also comes inside if they are smaller in size. Not required particles also comes if they obeys the size less than this aperture size. Means the material, required material as well as non required material, if they are less than this aperture size, they can enter into the cell. But in selectively permeable, name indicates selectively, selection is there. Here if the material is bigger than the aperture size, another one term is there, if material is more in size, it cannot pass through this semi permeable membrane if it is required. Then although it is required, it cannot pass, as the semi permeable nature only allows the material which can be less than its aperture size. If this is required but it cannot be comes inside because of its higher size or bigger particle. But in this selectively permeable nature, what happens, suppose this is a selectively permeable membrane, what happens, this is a size which is smaller than that of this aperture size or the plasma membrane size or selective permeable. This is smaller in size as well as the material which is required one. In this case, what happens, this selectively permeable membrane select the required particle only or desired particle only. Means whatever may be cell requires, if it is a greater than that of the aperture size, then it takes inside. Okay, the mode of taking inside is somewhat different by phagocytosis, or it is taken inside though it is known as endocytosis. This is the material which is bigger in size, but cell requires it. Cell select that particle to take inside. So cell membrane, what it do, it engulf by phagocytosis. As it is comes inside, so it is known as endocytosis also, and this material comes inside the cell. This is the inside cell and this is the outside cell. Okay, so this is the difference between selectively permeable and semi permeable. Semi permeable, this is the in selectively permeable, the particles which is not required, and if it is less than aperture size, then also membrane cannot allow it to come inside, and the particle which is higher in size but it requires to the cell for its cell activity, then it is taken by phagocytosis or other means, if the particle, and then particle comes inside. Next, if then either this plasma membrane is selectively permeable or semi permeable. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable, and when it removes, if it removes from cell, it acts as a semi permeable. Okay, means suppose this is the one beaker, in that beaker dilute HCl is there, this is dilute HCl, and on that in that solution I put a egg inside. The egg membrane, the outer covering of an egg is made up of calcium carbonate, and the reaction in between calcium carbonate and dilute HCl, after some time what happens, this calcium carbonate containing coat of that egg dissolves and the membrane remains is only a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. And if this plasma membrane I am going to take for taking the some activities, then this plasma membrane acts as a semi permeable. It loses its selectively permeability nature. Means when plasma membrane is intact to the cell, then it acts as a selectively permeable, and if it removes from the cell, then it acts as a semi permeable. Okay, and the third property, this nature of selectively permeable, it is soluble or it is permeable for water soluble as well as oil or lipid soluble particles. This is the third property. As it is a selectively permeable, so the material which is water soluble as well as some material which are oil soluble or lipid soluble, that can be permeated by this plasma membrane. And the last property of this plasma membrane is it shows dynamic nature. There is the dynamic nature. There are two natures of membrane. That is, first one is a static nature. What happens in static nature? The membrane which is made up from, as we know, membrane is made up of proteins and lipids. Then in dynamic nature, what happens? The ratio of these proteins and lipids, it may varies. The proteins and lipids in dynamic nature, the ratio of proteins and lipids changes to lipid changes, so it is dynamic, or it is also known as, according to some scientists, it is known as fluid mosaic model. Means it is the ratio continuously changing, the proteins to lipids ratio. It is not stable or not static nature. So this is the fourth point or fourth property of plasma membrane, that is dynamic nature. It continuously changes the proteins to lipid ratio. Then after that we are going to see some models. There are different models given by different scientists which shows or which explains this plasma membrane, how it is looks like, or how the structure of plasma membrane is made up of. But among that, the scientist who exactly obeys or exactly shows these four properties in their model, that model we are going to study more. Means there are three different models selected for the syllabus, and that three models which are exactly near to this property, and the model which is shows the four properties in its explanation or experiment, then that model is selected as a exact model of plasma membrane. That will we study in next lecture. Thank you.